was head of enterprise group for both PLDT and Smart. And I was currently the head of EPLDT during the time, which was the data center side of the business. I think, and I remember MVP telling me, it's time for you to move and be your own CEO, even in a little way. And the opportunity that was given to me was to head up the logistics side of the business, which I did. But it ended up that we started out the agri side of the business about 2.5 years ago. And it's quite an interesting opportunity because the experience that I had with technology, I'm now trying to put that into agriculture. So you will see that a lot of the things that we're doing in agri have a lot of technology stuff in it. I think what is one thing that I'm very passionate about agriculture in this country is that if you take a look at 3 decades ago, we were #1 across many agricultural subsectors. We were #1 in coconuts. Now we're just #3. In terms of hectarage, in terms of number of coconut trees that we have, we're the largest in the world, bar none. But per tree, we yield 40 nuts per tree. Indonesia is doing 100 nuts per tree. Sri Lanka is doing 180 nuts per tree. So you ask yourself, what happened to the Philippines? It is the non-adaptation of new technologies. For example, there are new varieties of coconut trees that are shorter, they're dwarfs, so you don't have to climb very high to harvest the nuts. But they produce more nuts per tree. I think there has to be a massive replanting strategy for us to be able to implement technologies. And I think that's one of the things that MVP is very passionate about. He said, if there is one agricultural product that we should be proud of as Filipinos that will be known globally, that should be coconuts. Greenhouse technology is not new. We have established in San Rafael, Bulacan. I think we are the first ones to do this at scale. We have established the largest greenhouse facility in the country. It's about 3.5 hectares now, and we're already doubling capacity to 7 hectares. Pero let's give a perfect example. No? We have one greenhouse there. It's about 3,400 square meters. We produce lettuce. That facility alone produces 60,000 lettuce heads every single month, all year round. Walang tigil. So it's like a food factory. As opposed to traditional agriculture, magbungkal tayo ng lupa, magtanim tayo ng gulay, after a while we harvest, pahinga. And then next season na naman. It's only 3 seasons in a year. This one is 12 seasons. So from a productivity standpoint, ang laking impact noon, di ba, sa production ng Pilipinas. So if you talk about food security, I think it's quite critical to realize that the technologies must be used for us to have higher yield, better quality, we're sure of that, and the consistency of supply is going to be there. Our greenhouse structures can withstand Typhoon Signal number 4. They were saying, hala, nandiyan na sila, Metro Pacific, malaki, papatayin na nila lahat ng mga farmers. Which is not true. In fact, we're here to help the farm. Even if our facility is so large, and our productivity is so large, the Bulacan facility is intended to serve Metro Manila, NCR. We're not even going to hit 2% of the demand. So we're not competing with it. In fact, we're augmenting. Ang kalaban namin, yung ini-import natin. Because we import vegetables. Why? Can't we grow our own? As long as we're able to teach the farmers how to increase their productivity, we should be in a better place. Therefore, part of the purpose of what we want to do is to impart to the farmers this technology that we're using. Think of it this way. There's a farmer, he has 1 hectare, he got it from the Department of Agrarian Reform. We'll talk to the farmer, let's get half hectare of your property. I will microfinance you. Let's build you a greenhouse that you will eventually own in the future. Diba? Hulug-hulugan mo na lang sa amin or whatever. Follow our protocol, follow our processes, mag-produce ka din ng lettuce. Kapag maganda yung quality, because sinundan mo yung process namin, kami na rin ang bibili. So may market ka na. One example would be we've signed up with Ayala Land in El Nido. Lahat ng gulay sa El Nido, saan ba galing? Imported from Metro Manila. Kaya mahal. So but if we can produce locally and establish a greenhouse there so that all of the hotels and resorts in El Nido will just get from local vegetables that we have produced, it's very logical. So can we do that in Boracay, in Puerto Galera, in Cebu, in Bohol? That's the intent of Metro Pacific Fresh Farm. Family first, because everything that we do is for them. Family has always been an important cornerstone in the decision-making process for me all throughout my life. I got married when I was 20 years old. I was still in second year college. My wife was 19. So obviously, it was an unplanned pregnancy. Way back in college, I had long hair. I was a rock star. I was in a rock band. So I had all the ingredients for failure. Nag-asawa na maaga, nagbabanda, di ba? Parating puyat, umiinom, etc., etc. But I think at a certain point in our lives, we have made a decision that it's time to get serious. Aside from just family, you take a look at country. That's why I love my job now, from PLDT to Agri. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult. But always gravitating back towards the purpose of what you're doing. And for Agri, it's really for the Philippines, because food security, we're not the savior of Philippine agriculture. No, we're not. We're not going to solve food security, but we know we're doing something that will contribute. And one last thing, why it's important to put technology, so that the younger generation will get involved in Agri again and find it sexy.